Hey everybody, it's Eric. I've said it before on this podcast, and I've certainly said it to my folks. Don't ever assume that an email that you send gets received. Email is one of those weird things where we click send, we send it off, and then we just assume that it's been received. And if we don't get a response back, then we think the person's a jerk or something because we obviously sent an email and they obviously didn't respond and they must hate us or something. But in reality, email is complicated. There are spam filters that will block email in all sorts of different locations. It may be blocked from being sent from your email server. It may get lost in transmission, and it may get blocked on the receiving side or even in the email program itself that the person uses to read their emails. There's a lot of areas between sending and receiving where an email can just not be received. So sending an email is very easy. Receiving an email actually sometimes is hard. And a lot of times those emails will end up in the spam or junk folder. So I know that when I send an email, I can't assume that it's going to be received. But recently I had a different situation where someone was sending me emails and I wasn't getting them. Now, this someone was a prospective client who was trying to finalize a deal with me. I had sent him emails, I had actually called and left voicemails, and I had reached out a couple of times over the course of maybe 3 weeks in different ways. He received all the emails and the voicemails. He chose to respond by email. Those emails went into my spam folder, but I didn't find out until about 3 weeks later when he called me and said, "Hey, Eric, I emailed you 2 or 3 times and you haven't responded, so I figured I'd just give you a call." That led me to doing a detailed search, and bam, there they were in my spam folder. I don't check my spam folder. Maybe I should, but I mean, it's a spam folder for a reason. I don't really understand why people have a spam folder and then they check it all the time. I don't check mine, so if it goes into spam, it's basically deleted, although I can go get it later if I need to. So what I found out was that he had emailed me several times. Well, he has a problem with his email server. We've since pointed it out to him, and we're going to connect him with an IT company to get that fixed. But it's actually a technical problem on his end why those emails are ending up in our spam folder. But it was interesting to me that it was kind of a reversal of roles. Everything that I've thought about when it comes to email is us sending to people, not necessarily people sending to us. So spam is spam. It could happen in either direction. It can happen when we send it or when they send it. So if your email is not responded to, or you're not getting an email or communication back from someone, stop and ask yourself, could this have been caught up in a spam filter? In my situation, the answer was absolutely. It can happen. It happens all the time. Don't assume that emails that are sent by you or sent by clients actually come through. You always have to follow up with a phone call.